keeping your mind busy is probably the best thing that you could ever do for yourself.
Welcome to the JesseAF show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to my daily podcast.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Grossbohlin and welcome to the JesseAF show. Today is Tuesday, July 9th, 2019, episode 149 of my daily podcast. Yeah, that's right, daily. That means every single day I'll be posting a new episode. So please check in tomorrow for my next episode. I'm on Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So if you have any of those platforms, please consider subscribing. That way you get notifications for whenever I post a new episode. Today I'm going to be talking about keeping your mind busy and why it is so important and why you are happier when your mind is busy. So, in a world where you are going to work all the time and it just becomes normal work, going to work every single day, it's like, it doesn't take much thought anymore. You know, it's just like, it's whatever, you know, I'm doing the same old, not much mind power has to go into it. It gets boring. That's retail, that's really anything, if you can think about that way. But the most fulfilling jobs, the happier jobs, the jobs that make you happier and more fulfilled, those are the jobs that keep you on your toes. And as an entrepreneur and as someone that is going to be creating businesses in the future, I strive to create a business where I keep every one of my employees on their toes. And by keeping them on their toes, I mean giving them a lot of responsibility and not micromanaging them and just giving them free reign of their section, their work that they're doing, and having them come up with their own ideas instead of coming up with ideas for them. And I feel like that would really...
It's 11 o'clock.
Thank you, computer. That would really increase the workflow and the amount of value that they get out of their work. So I like the idea of creating work for others, but I also like the idea of others creating work for themselves. And when you are in an environment where you are always thinking about new things to do, different ways to go at it, that's a very rewarding experience because you're always going to be interested in what's going on because you have a piece in the company. When you are coming up with your own ideas and you are putting them into the company, you really are a part of the company. You're not just a pawn in the company, a piece that can be easily sacrificed. No, you are pretty important when you are coming up with ideas for the business, and it feels good. It's a very rewarding process, and as an entrepreneur, as someone that is very interested in creating businesses in my future, I enjoy that aspect of business. I absolutely enjoy that. I don't like micromanaging people, and I've actually kind of learned how to not micromanage people because growing up, you always get micromanaged by your parents. It's like, you can't do that, you have to do this, you have to do that, whatever it is, right? And you just learn to micromanage people because of that, because your parents are always afraid of this happening or that happening if they're those kinds of parents. And you just kind of leech that information off of them, and you just then become a micromanager. Well, with me, I've figured out that micromanaging is actually very harmful, and it doesn't do any good for you in general in the long run, because people start just feeling like they don't have any worth when you are micromanaging them all the time. When you're like, I don't like how you're doing that, do it differently. It's like, but this way works for me, and that's how I'm going to do it. So micromanaging is a very bad thing to do, and it really doesn't keep the brain moving on the employee side. It really doesn't. It completely gets them afraid of anything that they do wrong, and it's just like, I can't do a single thing out of the norm, and if I do, I'll get fired, whatever it is. And you really have to give responsibility to your employees. And by giving responsibility to your employees, you're reducing the amount of micromanaging that you are doing or that your managers are doing in your company. And I really look at that and I'm like, that is the key business right there, where your employees working for themselves and they're working with your company and they're a piece of your company. That piece is an invaluable piece. It's a very great piece, or it's a very valuable piece. I don't know why I said invaluable, but the point is that to keep your employees thinking on their toes all the time, you have to give them more responsibility. You have to be a lot less micromanaging on them, and that's the truth. I mean, honestly, you look at businesses that are being micromanaged, they're just failing left and right because the manager is trying to take over everything, and they're like, you can't do it that way, you have to do it this way because that's the right way. And look, people can do amazing things. They're not any less great than you and I, right? So why do we feel like that we are the best at everything and we know the best way to do everything? Because that person might know a better way. And I like taking that into effect. Yeah, sure, of course, everything is your fault when you are a business owner. Definitely. Because you are the one that hired them. You're the one that hired the person that hired them. And maybe they don't know exactly how to hire someone, right? But the point is that it really takes a lot of humility and just the ability to accept someone else knowing what they're doing. You have to be humble to own a business. You really do. And if you're not humble, your business will fail because you're going to be always on top of everybody, and that's not going to be comfortable because everyone's going to be upset. Nobody's going to be able to grow. No one's going to be able to grow your business. I mean, if they can't grow beyond their walls, your business won't be able to grow beyond its walls. And that's the truth. I mean, so it's so important. I mean, honestly. So, yeah, when you are a part of a company that has you working within their framework, and if you slip out of that framework just a little bit, if you just think outside the box, and you are at risk of being fired for doing that, that's not a great company to work for, and you're not going to enjoy yourself. You're going to hate working there. See, with the school bus company, I was not micromanaged with my students. So I was basically a manager of my bus. I'm still a manager of my school bus whenever I drive the school bus. I'm in charge of what everyone does on the bus. If they are acting up and I let them act up, then guess what? That's just how I manage my bus, right? If I make sure that everyone stays in their seats all the time, and if they don't stay in their seats and I pull over, that's how I manage the bus. Consistency matters, right? But I don't have some crazy eye in the sky watching me every single moment. Yeah, sure, I do have cameras on the bus, but they're only pulled when I ask them to be pulled, or if I do something questionable that maybe one of the students tells their parents, and then their parents are like, bus company, what's going on? Then of course that would be pulled, but I'm an upstanding citizen. I wouldn't do anything weird on a bus. The point is that I'm in charge of the bus. And when something goes wrong, I'm in charge. I'm the manager. I am the manager of my school bus. And I'm being managed by people at base, right? I can tell the people at base, yeah, I'm gonna go pick up that kid at the school, or I can't really pick that kid up because I'm really far away from the school and I wouldn't have time. And if they really ask me, I'll be like, okay, fine, I'll go back to the school. But you know what? I'm pretty much in charge of the bus, and I absolutely enjoyed that. I enjoyed that challenge, and it's a very rewarding process when you are in charge of the bus, when you are managing the bus. So I look at that and I'm like, that's a good business goal for me to have in the future. I want to be able to have employees that feel like they are managing their section, they're managing their part, they're managing their work, they're managing their workflow, and if it's not going right a little bit, they're going to figure it out. I mean, I can't be micromanaging them, telling them that they're doing it wrong and they have to do it this way, because guess what? They're not going to learn, and they have to learn for it to be a good business. They have to learn to be able to earn experience, right? Makes sense. So I want to make my business as rewarding as possible to every single one of my employees in my future. So I will be letting the employee make their own decisions, but of course I'll have the ultimate deciding factor. It's like they'll come up with ideas, they'll bring them to me, they'll bring them to the board that they work with, the group that they work with. If that group likes the idea, guess what? It goes on, right? It moves on. And I'm in charge of that manager that manages the group, and then maybe I'll have all the managers come to me every single week and then talk about what their groups are doing and how it's going, and I'll be like, I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. And they're like, trust me, it'll be good. I'll be like, okay, well, I'll trust you a little bit, but I'll only trust you as far as I can hold you. If it costs like billions of dollars, I definitely would have a little bit less trust. But at the same time, money is money, and money is fleeting all the time anyway. So the point is that you have to think about everything in the large aspect. Because if you think about every little issue as this jumbo issue, you're never going to get anything done. And with employees, you have to make sure your employees are being treated like their ideas are important too. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I know I did. I hope to see you guys tomorrow, and I hope you have a really great day. I hope you learned something from this about me, about maybe managing in general, micromanaging. It's all important stuff, and honestly, I don't think this is talked about enough. I hope to see you guys tomorrow, and I'm sorry about yesterday with the weekly vlog. I posted it really late in the day because my computer, it was full. My computer was full. All 3 terabytes of hard drive space was full, so I had to move some stuff around onto my external hard drives. That way I could make more space on my computer. So, yeah. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.